Hello everyone, Moo here. Today we will be doing something I should have probably done at the very beginning before actually starting to post videos on the High Roller playlist. And that is going into some of the economics for the Line Disney Tsum Tsum mobile game. And this is kind of funny, right? Because this is essentially a children's game. But we're going to go into the math and the economics of it, okay? So the two bonus items in question are the coin bonus item as well as the 5 to 4 bonus item. The other ones are really straightforward. Obviously, score gives you 10% extra score. You have time bubble, you have experience bubble, and you have the extra magic bubble item. But these two are kind of the two major ones, and there's a lot of questions flying around about coins and how to use the skill, whether it's worth it, whether the 5 to 4 is worth it, when can you actually make it work for you, what thresholds there are, and this and that. So I figured I would just make this video now before it's even later down the road. So the first thing I want to take a look at is the coin bonus item. And is it for you? And that is actually not as simple of a question as you might think. So what is the coin bonus item? Essentially, you pay 500 coin, and you have a 10% to 5,000% additional gold bonus multiplier that gets added randomly. And the reason I say randomly is because it's not all that random. But anyways, it gets applied randomly at on top of the base gold that you earn after the game is complete. So I'm going to show you a few charts later, later down in the video regarding the math behind all of that. But first, we have to debunk one of the inconsistencies that's kind of floating around. So when you see the 10% to 5,000%, that is extremely misleading because you don't get all of the values between the 10% and the 5,000%. If that was actually the case, if you could get 4,999%, or 3,500%, or 11%, or anything directly in between 10 and 5,000, then essentially this company would go out of business, because they are trying to get you to buy rubies, okay? That is their business model. So if they provided you with a coin multiplier that goes between 10 and 5,000 and each variable was available within that range, essentially the only time you wouldn't make a profit is 1 in 125 games. So that is less than 1%. That is like you going to Vegas and the house paying you out 99% of the time. So no, that is not going to happen. And unfortunately for all of us, we have to deal with the reality of the actual math. So let's go into this little PDF I prepared here. So a fellow Redditor, and this was about a couple of years ago, he did a 100 sample game value averaging and the type of bonus he got for each of those 100 games. So let's scroll down here and see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so Mr. Zippy, thank you very much for doing this. You saved me a lot of time in recording this because Personally, if I have the option, I'd like to play the game instead of doing the math behind it. But given that we are trying to help new players and explain to them exactly what they need to do if they are truly interested in collecting every zoom and eventually maxing them out. Anyway, I greatly appreciate your statistics, and I will use them in this video, and I hope it helps everyone out. So, some people say there is even higher multipliers than the 5,000% cap. 6,000% has been said to have been acquired, but I mean, unless Line comes out and gives you their exact math and their exact values, everything is speculation. We know the 5,000% is for real, but looking at this chart, you can see that out of 100 games, he had only 7 games that gave him higher than 100% with the coin bonus item. The 50% mark is kind of like that middle ground where you kind of break even. And of course, the 66% of the games you just, Mickey has to go to the pawn shop and give up Minnie's ring, and the family breaks apart, and it's terrible. Okay, even with the 5,000%, you gotta do something special to boost your karma to get that. Mr. Zippy, he didn't even get that once in the 100 games. But again, if you're lucky, you could get the 5,000% bonus twice in a row. I mean, it's really just statistics and probability, right? But he didn't get it. Obviously, he didn't save any kittens from burning building, and really the 6,000 and up. I have personally not seen that unicorn. I'm not sure I would want to anyways, but that is outside the point. In the 2+ years I've been playing this game, I have never once gotten 6,000%, and I routinely play with the coin booster bonus item on. So these are kind of the stats for a 100 game sample range, just to give you an idea. Okay, so when is the coin boost actually worth using? So let's scroll further down the PDF and continue our investigation. So that really depends on your risk tolerance, your goal, your fun, or if you are simply a gambling addict. Personally, I'm kind of in between. Because of the hard trading and everything, and the community, and everything I've been able to accumulate over the years, I am not hurting for gold at the moment, so I do like to play with the keep wanting to say 500 coin because that's the cost of the coin booster. But I do like to play with that on. I do like to see those magic numbers when you get like 150,000 coin just randomly appear. It's always fun, and it's pleasant. But according to the internet, it's a good idea to start using it, but when you can earn 800 to 1,000 coins without any other boosters. So just the base 1 heart to 1 game transaction. And that brings up another point. If you are not involved actively in trading hearts and or buying rubies because you're filthy stinking rich, yeah, or you're lucky enough, to have somehow acquired your parents' credit card without them knowing, and I do not condone that. Do not do that. They need to save for your college education, all that good stuff. But anyways, however you acquire your hearts, outside of the regular hearts that you get out of the game, that has a big impact on how much you value the hearts. So if you do not exchange hearts, if you do not buy hearts, essentially the value of 1 heart is really high for you because you don't have an abundance of hearts, right? So that translates directly in how much you value gold, because again, hearts translate to gold. But if you are in the Reddit communities, the line communities, and you are actively acquiring hearts, then hearts have a lesser value for you. So these coin values that you see on the screen may vary for you slightly. But again, sorry for that little tangent there. According to the internet, when you are able to play fast enough and you have Zoom strong enough to accumulate 800 to 1,000 coins without any other bonus item, that is when you should start using the coin booster. I disagree with that. And once we take a look at the math, you're going to see exactly why. So Moo's recommendation is around 14 to 1600. And you might think, well, really, all I need is 500, right? I mean, the 500 cost, if I just earn 500 gold, then it evens out. So I don't really lose anything. But over time, you do lose quite a bit, right? Because if you're only earning 500 gold per game, and there's a 66% chance that you're only going to get either 10 or 30% return on that investment, you will most certainly never really earn all that much coin, and you will not be able to purchase all the zooms that you might want, unless again you are using credit cards and or hard trading. But that's another thing altogether. So the reason I recommend the 14 to 1600 range is essentially that. When you're able to earn 14 to 1600 coins without any other additional bonus items, you can kind of justify the 66% loss ratio that you will most likely experience. Now again, depending on your luck and or karma and or the spaghetti monster that actively influences your ability to accumulate gold through this method, your mileage may vary, but this is basically rough statistics based on the 100 game sample size. So should you use the 5 to 4 item, and when is that worth using? Now, again, this really depends on your risk tolerance and fun alone, because if you're into gambling, you will know that this is absolutely throwing gold down the toilet. But this is a game, right? So you want to have fun. So if you want to have fun, then just use the items. It doesn't matter. If you are dead set on collecting every zoom, maxing it out, then start considering whether this is worth it or not. But if you're playing this for fun, just do whatever you want, right? Like, just use all the bonuses, have a blast, and let me know in the comment sections for my videos how it goes, and if I can give you some tips, some strategies to enhance your experience. Now, the voice of the internet says that bonus items on sale should be good value for the money, and to a large extent I kind of agree with this one. And I've seen people say 3,500 base gold and up, or coins, I should say. I really should stop saying gold, but I can't untrain my brain. I've played too many games that use gold as a currency, so just ignore me. But my recommendation, as you can see, is when you have Beast at level 6, then you can start using the 5 to 4 bonus item. Again, that is only if you're looking to absolutely maximize your gold earning potential. So now that we're going to go straight into the math of things, you're going to see exactly why I have that recommendation and why I have to laugh at that, because it's the 5 to 4 bonus item at full price is extremely inefficient. So let's scroll further down. Okay. So as you can see, the first two charts are if you follow the wisdom of the internet. Now, is that ever a good idea? I really don't know. That's entirely up to you to decide whether you want to follow that wisdom or not. But Because they recommend 800 to 1,000 gold for your base coin earned, I've decided to give them the benefit of the doubt and use the 1,000 gold base for all the multipliers that get added to that. Now, remember, 66% of the time, you will fall between the 10% and the 30% range, okay? So at 1,000 gold, you have to keep in mind that if you get 10%, you lose 400 gold because you simply get 600 back. I use dollars because I did this in Excel. Okay, so don't be confused by that. But yes, 1,000 coins with 10% bonus, you lose 400 gold. Okay. If you get the 30% bonus, you lose 200 gold. Okay, so that's 66% of the time you will either lose 400 gold or 200 gold. Now, is that worth it for you? That's entirely your decision to make. Okay. 27% of the time, you will break even. So as if you have never bought the 500 initial investment into the coin booster. Okay. And 7% of the time, you'll be earning the big dollars, the big coins. Okay. So there you have it. So if you hit the 100%, you get 500 coins on your investment, all the way up to 5,000, where you see the essentially free zoom. When you hit that 5,000%, you basically get your 60K for a free purchase, right? So if you follow Moo's guiding hand, essentially you're minimizing that loss by a little bit, okay? So if 66% of the time you lose coins, if you follow this, it's not quite as bad, right? You can afford to lose 50 coins. 350 is still a little bit steep, but you can afford to lose the 50 coins at having the chance to earn the big dollars, right? So if you're earning 1,500 coins per game, if you hit that 5,000% multiplier, you will net 74.5K. That's pretty good, right? That's worth risking a little bit of coin. This is pushing it a little bit. And if you're dropping the base coin to 800, you're really stretching this. But again, if you like to gamble, if you want to have fun, if you enjoy the thrill of seeking this really big number here, then by all means, go right ahead, okay? And the other thing I really want to point out, which I haven't really looked at yet, is the 5 to 4 right here, okay? So when is the 5 to 4 worth it? When you're earning 1,000 coins base? Never. Never, ever, ever is it worth it. Even with Moo's guiding hand, it's simply not worth it, okay? Now, again, if fun is your only objective, knock yourself out. But if you're trying to collect all the zooms, this is going to hurt you, okay? And finally, and this is my favorite part, which ties right into the my recommendation that you only use the 5 to 4 when Beast at maximum skill 6 is involved. These are the kind of numbers you can get with a max Beast using the gyro, or enabling the gyro, allowing you to clear even more zooms than his swipe regularly does, okay? So in my video, if you go see the high roller video for Beast, I specifically mentioned that my personal average for Beast with gyro on, the 5 to 4 on, coin on, and my speed, obviously, for swiping the zooms is around 4,500. Okay, 4,500 coins. Now, I also have. I actually don't know how much gold I have because it's capped at 99999, right? But because of that, it's more than worth it for me when you look at these rewards, right? So if you're faster than me, your base coin earned is even higher than this, okay? So just look at these numbers. You are almost never at a loss using coin when you're using beast, and even with the 5 to 4, it's still worth it because if you hit 250,000 or more, I'm certainly not the fastest player in the world, that's for sure. So if you can hit like 300,000, 500,000, then it's absolutely worth it. Now it might not happen very often, but you just need it to happen once. And then you have 500,000 gold to work with, buy additional bonuses, and hopefully it'll happen for you again relatively quickly. And a million, you hit that twice, a million coins, it will get you quite a few zooms, right? So it'll really help you out. So what you should take away from this is, one, see how much gold I'm flushing down the toilet just to provide you with this content. I'm literally throwing this stuff away. Okay, and two, if you can go for Beast when there's a lucky time, any other special event that will give you Beast or skill tickets, he is your #1 priority because for the international version of this game, I'm not sure about the Japanese version because I simply can't do the gold trading for this game again. I'm probably going to jump off like the nearest building. But if you're playing international, Beast is your go-to zoom. If once you get him, coins are going to start coming in. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So try to get Beast to 5 and then 6 eventually. And if you do that, you're going to be able to collect a whole bunch of more zooms, and it's definitely going to go a very long way towards maxing them out as well. So I hope this video really helped you kind of get a grasp for the actual math behind the game. And by actual math, I mean based on basically users attempting to reverse engineer the actual numbers until line comes out and gives you their exact stats and exact numbers. We're not really going to know for sure, but here it is. Whether you want to follow my guide, the internet, you're just playing for fun, or you want to make up your own rules, all of that equally good. And thank you for watching.